This is my journey when it comes to combining spirituality and fitness. Let me adjust this a little bit. So, my personal spiritual journey started in the summer of 2011. Now, during the summer of 2011, I came across this documentary called The Secret. Some of y'all may have heard about it. Now, basically, without getting too woo woo, The Secret in a nutshell basically just explains that our minds are a lot more powerful than what we've been programmed to believe, and that our minds essentially create the reality around us. But what that really means is the external reality is a direct reflection of what we have going on inside of us. So diving deep into the realms of manifestation and things of that nature, we create our own realities based on what we have going on within us subconsciously, emotionally, and habitually, based on our internal actions, our internal responses, our programming. So I started with that. And then over the years, I began reading books, practicing my own styles of meditation, things like EFT tapping, etc., candle work, watching YouTube videos, reading books, and getting deeper and deeper into spirituality, getting deeper and deeper into the occult, to the esoteric, to alchemy, hermeticism, all the dynamics, essentially. And this was years ago, 2011 shit. It's about roughly about 15 years at this point, damn near. So the more I began to just dive into that and get in tuned with spirituality, the occult, the esoteric, and all that jazz, I begin to realize that everything connects spiritually. As within, so without. Everything that we have going on around us in our lives is a direct reflection of what we have going on internally. And then over the years, I began to tie it with fitness because I played football at Western Illinois University from '09 to 2013. So it's a Division I football program. So I got in shape. I was forced to get in shape, essentially, to lift heavy weights and do the extreme to be a Division I football athlete. So that was my foundation when it came down to getting in shape. However, outside of that, I began to expand and tie in my levels of fitness with the occult, with transformation. See, that's what the occult is all about. It's utilizing aspects to transform ourselves internally, which will then change our external reality. So when we're combining it with fitness, when we're combining it with strength training, we are literally transforming ourselves inside and out. We are turning lead into gold because when we lose weight, when we put on muscle, that is alchemy. That is a representation of physical alchemy with our human vessels. Our human vessels are just vehicles for our spirit, for our energy, for our consciousness. So the more we're able to tap in internally and master those aspects, we can then utilize the energy intentionally to transform our physical vessel. It all connects. That is the key. So it's an embodiment. When you see somebody that's in shape, when you see somebody that's muscular, they are embodying a mindset. They are embodying spirituality in a sense internally, where they've turned lead into gold, where they made that internal transformation necessary to transform themselves externally. That is the exact representation of how life works. Because when we transform ourselves internally, the reality around us begins to follow suit, just like your body will. If you transform internally, if you know for a fact that you are capable of getting stronger, if you know for a fact within yourself that you can lose that weight and you can get in better shape, you then take that inspired action necessary to do so. And you know you're capable, and that is what you create: a healthier, more in shape, stronger physical vessel. So it's something that we embody. We become it before we become stronger. Before this happens, this happens. So once we get in tune and master our minds and our internal reality to the point where we can get in shape, we can combine that spiritually by creating rituals. Lifting weight is a ritual. Every single rep, especially when you are present, the bodybuilders have that correct. It is a mind and muscle connection. It is a mind and body connection. All it becomes one. The coordination involved, the mind and muscle connection that you need to contract whatever muscles you are utilizing during a lift, especially when you add intention behind it. It creates an energetic field that alters and transforms yourself rep by rep, set by set. It's a ritual to get stronger, to get closer to your mental and physical goals, because you need a certain mentality to get through those reps. You need to be able to face resistance. You need to be able to handle the fatigue necessary to push through while keeping quality form, while keeping your composure to utilize the muscles necessary in order to get that engagement, to become stronger and to grow. Everything is based on intention. Everything can become magical. Everything can become associated with the occult when you add your own intention, your attention, your energy, your focus behind it. And you're combining all the elements. When you breathe, you're fatigued, you're going to breathe. That's the air element. The energy that you need in order to push through is the fire element. Planting your feet onto the ground. I like to work out barefoot, or with socks on, but barefoot, whatever. That's grounding. That's the earth element. Sweat, hydration, the water element. And then the spirit, yes, the ether is your intention, your mind, your focus. Gradually building yourself internally as you build yourself physically. So it all comes hand to hand. And then when you put in that work, when you combine those rituals every day to become a greater version of yourself, your body within itself becomes a spell, because you create a powerful aura when you walk into the room, when you walk into any room. See, it's rare in this society in America nowadays for people to be in top-notch, be in shape in general. It's rare. You're going to stand out if you get yourself in shape. So when you walk into the room, your energy is going to speak for itself. You're casting a spell of power, of a high quality aura, especially when you combine the internal work with the physical work. Both need to be in correspondence. But when you have those two synchronized, you become a magnetic field of power, of attraction, of interest. You just magnetize people to you. People will just compliment you. People will talk to you. People will give you opportunities because they see the self-mastery that you needed to accomplish in order to get into the shape that you're in and build the energy that you have. So it's all one. Your body becomes a whole altar within itself that you can just walk around and just display the work that you put in mentally and physically. So it's not spirituality, the occult, the esoteric. A lot of people get stuck in their heads, but it's more to it than that. That's the foundation. That's the battery that's necessary to drive the vehicle to create life. But you don't want to leave out one without the other. So if you've been stuck in your mind, start adding the body into it. Start combining both of those aspects and just see how powerful you'll become. This is what I do. I combine spirituality and fitness. I am a personal trainer. I am a coach. If you have any questions, my links will be below in the description. Feel free to comment. And hopefully this information is something that you can utilize for your own personal journey in life. Let's combine the physical and the spiritual. Let's become powerful auric fields and dominate and become the heroes and become essentially the gods of our own reality. The player number one of our own reality, and let's own our lives and reality. So yeah, man, peace. I appreciate y'all for watching. As I said, feel free to comment below and let's get to it. Peace.